Welcome, Amakhosi Network. Welcome to the channel. Today, we're going to talk about Dr. Khumalo and what he said about Kaizer Chiefs, and that Chiefs basically hate him. I don't know what happened, but yeah, we'll get into that. And before we get into that, please, guys, remember to comment, like, and subscribe. Subscribe is most important. Please continue to watch the videos and become a member if you can. It's only 20 bucks a month. Just hit that join button, become a member, support the channel. And yes, we have finally hit 2K. So because we have finally hit 2K, a lot of you should know that we're going to be looking for the person to hand over the Kaizer Chiefs keeper to. So that is going to start kicking off. And yeah, we're going to get into that journey. But before we get there, guys, the next aim is 10K. Our next aim is 10K. Obviously, that's next year's challenge. It's going to be difficult, but we can get there. Let's get to it. Dr. Khumalo. What happened with Dr. Khumalo? Dr. Khumalo was talking to Robert Marawa, and he mentioned some crazy things. Basically, what summed up is that he feels like Kaizer Chiefs is the kind of team that hates him, but they don't show it to his face. And say he basically says he knows. Why did he say that? He was like, because because there's no way back home in a way to Kaizer Chiefs. As a Kaizer Chief, he will say yes, he will forever be a Kaizer Chiefs legend. He will forever support Kaizer Chiefs, but it's like they don't want him because there's no door for him there at Kaizer Chiefs. When he like tries to go back or whatever, they don't really like him. I think you remember when Arthur Zwane was coach last season, there was a point where Dr. Khumalo appeared at the Kaizer Chiefs village, and a lot of us thought Dr. Khumalo was going to be Arthur Zwane's new assistant. That was the rumors that was going around, and a lot of us were like, hey, Doctor is at the village, something big is going to happen, but nothing happened. So what it comes to tell us is that when Doctor goes to these things, where Kaizer Chiefs invites him to the Legends games, when Kaizer Chiefs invites him to the village and all of those things, it's like they just smile at his face, but the moment he leaves the village, they're like, ah, Asuka, kind of thing. And that's how Doctor feels. Doctor feels the moment he basically put it in a way that the more when they see him face to face, they all smiles and whatever, but the moment he turns around, that's where the truth comes out. Good valley, they don't want him. And then they asked, like Robert was asking, like, what is the issue? And then he was like, from what he can tell, it's pride is the issue, like, and it's like it's management. So why am I talking about this? Because Doctor even touched on if Kaizer Chiefs were going to get Pitso Musimani, what would happen? And basically, Doctor said things that we as Kaizer Chiefs fans have feared for a long, long time. What did we fear? We feared that management does snacks things behind the scenes, and that's what causes things not to work out. A lot of you won't remember this, but and I'm just emphasizing this before I get on the Pito point. A lot of you don't remember this, but when Baxter left Kaizer Chiefs, it wasn't because he wanted to leave. It was because management was doing things he didn't agree with. They were buying him players he did not want. So they kept ruining how he's running the club by bringing players that he didn't want to use. They weren't getting him the players he did want eventually, and then he ended up leaving because he felt good he's being disrespected in a way. So if a lot of you don't remember, during the time when Baxter left, him and Abo Bobby were not on the same like wavelength, especially Bobby. I don't think Baxter will like likes Bobby in any way. But anyway, to that, what Dr. Khumalo mentioned with Pito is that Pito will come to Kaizer Chiefs. If he does come to Kaizer Chiefs, he will come, but he doesn't believe Pito will be as successful as a lot of us think he will be, because there's things in the management that will stop him from being successful. So an example he made is that them as legends, they find talented players, right? And when they try to bring him to those players to the village, Kaizer Chiefs kind of blocks them. So they don't get a chance to, like, if they find a talented player that they want to recommend, there's no one at Chiefs who's trying to help them recommend that player or introduce that player. So it's the same kind of thing. If Pito gets to Kaizer Chiefs, And he says, I'm sure a lot of you saw the latest news that Sundowns is signing another Argentinian or Brazilian or South American somewhere there. And let's just say Pito discovered this a South American who is on the level of, let's say, Vinicius, but no one knows him in the world. Let's say Pito discovers him, speaks to the people, and then they're like, this South Africa is the easiest way to get to Europe. Then the people agree, like, yeah, it's good. When he gets to our Bobby and says, Bobby, look, we have this player, very good South American talent. We just need to pay this team 15 million rand and then we get him. Our Bobby will be like, aye, that won't happen. Then Peter will get frustrated because he won't be able to build the team he wants to build. Or next minute, Peter has his technical team. Then another thing happens. Then they bring him another assistant. They bring Others1 to assist Pito. Then Pito will be like, no, I have my assistant. Why bring Others1? Then they're like, no, Others1 is part of the family. We bring Others1 to be your assistant. And it's like, work with him. Now Pito is like, how? They bring me players I don't want. They now forcing me to work with an assistant I don't want. Like, these guys are making my life difficult. So those are the kind of things. So another example is that if Pito gets to Kaizer Chiefs, he may be a coach who says there's no need for us to play a home game at Moses Mabhida or Peter Mukaba Stadium. We should only be playing at FNB because that's our home ground. Everyone's at home. We need to take advantage of being at home. Then Kaizer Chiefs will be like, are you mad? We make money from playing at Peter Mukaba and Moses Mabhida and all these other stadiums. We make money. Then Peter will be like, but how are you functioning as a big team when you can't even say you have a home ground? Because FNB must be your home ground, whether the fans are not there or not. If the fans are not there, you need to know that you are the problem for the fans not being there. We need to solve the problem on the field, then the fans will come back. So it's things like that. What do you think about what Doctor is saying? Do you think it's true that the legends are being excluded from big things, that the legends are trying to help Chiefs, but Chiefs management is stubborn because they don't want to listen? The stubbornness of Kaizer Chiefs management, we know. I think now, if anyone believes that Kaizer Chiefs management is the reason for Kaizer Chiefs 8-year drought, if any one of you think that management is not at fault for this thing, then I don't know what to say to you, because I'll tell you this. The reason why there's an 8-year drought at Kaizer Chiefs is because of management. If you can't make someone accountable, this is what happens. A lot of you can see now what's happening with the ANC and Zuma leaving, and everyone, Thabo Mbeki, talking about leaving. All these the rumors that are happening and people leaving the ANC and all of that, and people now believing the ANC will lose. This happens when people are too comfortable at the top and they don't hold each other accountable, where they just eat people's money and they don't care because they think that they'll live forever. This is what happens. Amakhosi for life. Sorry for the politics, but yeah, Chiefs is a political party, if you have to be honest. But yeah, continue to like and subscribe. As I said, we're on the road to 10K. That is what we're pushing next. And the skipper competition is coming. So just keep your eyes glued so that we can, I still have to figure out the nicks and how we're going to select the people, etc. But basically, if you are a subscriber of the channel, you're eligible for the skipper. As to how I'm going to select the person who's going to win it, I'll let you know when I figure that out. Amakhosi for life.